Hi, I'm Brett Parker, multimedia specialist for Candy Industry Magazine. And today we're highlighting Hershey's, who've recently collaborated with basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal on a tasty new gummy snack, Shaq-A-Licious XL Gummies. Here to discuss this is Vivek Mehrotra, Senior Brand Manager, Brand Equity and Activation for Sweets and Refreshments. Vivek, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Brett.
So could you explain how the initial inspiration behind this collaboration began?
Certainly. So as we at the Hershey Company look at every segment of candy, mint, and gum, sweets as a whole, so that's non-chocolate candy, has been growing tremendously. Over the past 5 years, it's had a 10% CAGR. And within that, the gummy space is outpacing everything. It's almost growing at a 15 to 16% CAGR, which is massive. And so for us, with this growing segment, we wanted to look at how do we grow within this space. And one of the opportunities we've looked at is partnering and borrowing equity from another area within the wider culture space to help grow and kind of bring something unique and different to consumers. And celebrity-backed brands are are not news. They've been going on for years. There's been people across the board. Ryan Reynolds with Mint, George Clooney with Casamigos. You have Kim Kardashian with Skims. And so that brought a lot of interest on how do we partner with someone that has such high ubiquitous knowledge and understanding amongst all consumers, but bring them into candy so they're a little fun and enjoyment of that. And so we did a ton of research using some different data sources and actually did some consumer research to like find out what celebrity that is just so beloved and would make a great candy partner. And to be honest, Shaquille O'Neal rose to the top very quickly. He is so well known, not just as a basketball legend, but he's an Emmy Award winning sports anchor. He's been in movies. He's a DJ. He has his doctorate. He's done so many different business collaborations that it felt like a really natural pairing to bring his big kid energy into the candy space, which is all about having fun and ultimately bringing everything kind of together from a category growth perspective, but also delivering something on what a consumer really wants.
Did Shaquille O'Neal have any creative input on the final product itself?
Oh yeah, Shaquille was with us every step of the way. So when I first got on the phone with him and presented this idea, the very first thing he said was, "Can we make my face into a gummy?" It was the first thing he asked about. And I looked at him and I go, I don't see why not. As long as we got some good pictures, you want to stand for some 3D pictures, we'll take care of it. And so with that, not only, so he picked the gummy shapes themselves. So the originals with his base and the sours are the nicknames from his professional career as like the big cactus, the big shamrock, and the big diesel. And then when we started doing flavors, he's picked out the flavors as well. He spent a lot of time with our product development team picking out the right flavor combinations, ultimately picking the right three that delivered on the best punch, the best color, and ultimately the best bite. So he had a huge say in all the product pieces, and we didn't put anything out there without his final seal of approval. And then when it comes to the packaging, he also weighed in. So we had to work with our design partners here at Hershey and then an agency. Shaquille reviewed every round to ensure that the things that we move forward with were really good and kind of bringing him and his brand to life and ultimately pairing that with our knowledge of the candy section, saying like, how do we win in the candy category, but still kind of bring this like big kid fun and enthusiasm out.
What are the biggest challenges in creating a gummy snack that has unique designs, such as Shaquille O'Neal's face?
Yeah. So the challenge about creating a gummy from someone's face is that our faces aren't made up of straight lines. It's actually all about like shadowing and using certain like plus or minus spaces to really kind of define someone's unique feature. And as someone's face, it's like that's like the first thing people see, and that's how they recognize you. So we went through a really rigorous process of taking a flat drawing, rendering it out in CAD, and then ultimately trying to deliver on a mold of the gummy that kind of showed his face and was as true to it as we possibly can without making any sort of like liberties or enhancements or adjustments just for the final product. So it took months and months of working with a technical team to define the right outline of his face, his eyes, his nose, his mouth, his ears, and that really great smile to like just make sure it's perfectly Shaquille as we brought it to life.
Now, has this product inspired any creative marketing strategies that differ from ones you've employed in the past?
Oh yeah. I mean, as soon as Shaquille saw his face, he goes, "This is amazing. I want people to bite my head off." I don't think I've ever said that positively to anybody, but Shaquille says it so positively because it's all about, the enjoyment of it. It's his face. Like you can take a bite out of Shaq's head, but this idea that everybody always wants to come after someone because they have a take, they're not happy. This is like it brings the fun back into that statement. So that's like a creative tagline that we've used that I don't think I was ever going to use ever in my career. But also, the other piece that's been a lot of fun about this and been unique is that we are playing with like Excel. The gummies we've created are twice the size, or roughly twice the size of an average gummy. And so we play with scale. Shaquille is 7'1". He's a large person. So how do we bring that large physical presence, but personality in really fun and unique ways? One was when we were in New York to do our official launch, we created a gummy that was about 350 pounds of Shaquille's face nested on a bed of other Shaq-A-Licious gummies that are already really big, but really showcasing the fun and the momentum behind this really XL brand. These are things that we haven't done before that make it really unique for this activation and this brand that we're starting to create.
So, has collaborating with Shaquille O'Neal on this product taught you anything new about the art of candy creation?
Yeah, it's a great question, Brett. Like, I think the one thing I would say is we ourselves take ourselves really seriously because candy is really important. It's big business. We have shareholders, we have metrics and things like that. But Shaquille consistently pushes us to keep things simple. It's about, delivering a great product is all that really matters. An effective idea is all that really matters. And so Shaquille forces us to make sure that we're constantly looking at things the really clear way. And then on top of that, it's all about just having fun. At the end of the day, it's candy. Like, I'm making peach, orange, berry punch gummies that look like Shaquille's face. Like, let's take ourselves a little less seriously and just enjoy the fact that this is candy and how do we bring that all in. And so it's constantly forcing us to reevaluate and not worry about taking things overly serious. Now, it's important to make sure you make the right decisions and doing the right things. But at the end of the day, it's just about having fun and being clear with it. And I think that has allowed us to be as successful as we are now, ultimately kind of going back to our original strategy of growing in a space that has a lot of consumer demand and a lot of people wanting to go into it and buy gummy product. We've delivered a great product that looks amazing, tastes amazing, and it's all about having fun, which is like everything that Shaquille stands for.
Fantastic. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Vivek Mehrotra, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for watching.